In this presentation, we will enter new service items that we will then use to invoice clients using those service items within QuickBooks Pro 2019. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are in the home page. We currently have the Open Windows list open. You can find the Open Windows list by going to the View drop-down and selecting the Open Window list. What we're going to do now is enter an invoice, but we're going to add some new service items. And those service items are going to be guitar lessons. So we're going to have some guitar lessons. We're going to want to set up the service items, not dealing with inventory. We're not selling inventory in this case, but having guitar lessons, having a service item. So we're going to do that by going up top here and going to the lists and then go to the items list. So we're going to go to items list and we're going to add some new items. Now, when we added items before, we entered them all at once or we entered them as we were entering new transactions, new invoices, new purchase orders. This time we'll enter just one at a time. So we're going to go to the drop up item down here. So there's a little item down here with a drop up arrow. So we're going to drop up and it's going to go to new. So we're just going to set up new and we're going to create this as a service item, not an inventory item. We're not dealing with cost of goods sold. We're not tracking inventory. This is going to be just guitar lessons we're going to have. The item name is going to be Angela Guitar Lessons. That's going to be one of the first items we have or for guitar lessons, or one of our helpers to help with the guitar lessons. So we're going to charge for those guitar lessons and we're going to say there's no sub item, so we're good there. This service is used in assemblies. No description other than that. Well, we can keep that as the description as well. So I'm going to keep the same description as the item name, so we won't differentiate those two. And then we're going to say that the rate is going to be 150. Tax, is it going to be taxable? It's a service item rather than inventory, which typically, depending on where we're at, tax, no sales tax. And that's what this code means. It's related to sales tax. So we're going to say that the service items are not subject to sales tax, whereas the inventory items are. If we sold a guitar, in other words, we would have to charge sales tax, but these guitar lessons we do not. And then the account we're going to say is going to be the service account. So we're going to have the service account. Again, we could break these service accounts out into like guitar lesson income if we wanted to, versus other services. And it just depends on how much we want to break those types of things out on the income statement, because we could then see that breaking out by revenue by running different types of reports. In other words, we can run a report seeing how much revenue we have earned by item, which are inventory items or service items. So we may not need any more detail on the income statement to show that kind of information. So we're going to say OK now. So now we'll go through this process again. I'm going to make this window a little bit larger so we can see the name there. We'll go into the items again and we'll go into new item. And we're going to do this again. It's going to be another service item. And this one's going to be the same, but it's going to be Jody Guitar Lessons. So we're going to set up a new guitar lessons. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to select it I held down Shift and the arrow, or you can use the mouse to do that, and then Control C to copy it. And then I'm going to put that in the description with Control V. Obviously you can right click and copy and right click and paste as well. And then we're going to go to the rate, which is 190 for Jody. The tax is going to be non-taxable, so it's going to be a non-taxable. And the account, once again, we're going to go with a service item. So it's going to be a service item here rather than a merchandising inventory. This is going to be the income account that we will be hitting when we enter this information. So we're going to go OK. And we'll do this one more time with the items, new item. And we're going to have a service item. And we're going to go to the Rebecca. So we're going to say Rebecca Guitar Lessons, and same information again. We could copy this, so I'm going to highlight it, right click this time and copy, put that in the description, right click and paste. And then the amount's going to be here 100 for Rebecca's guitar lessons. Again, non-taxable, no sales tax because it's a service. And the account is going to be an income account. It's going to be the service account. And then we'll say OK. Now we're going to go to the home page and we'll write some invoices related to those new items. So the idea here being that we had guitar lessons throughout the month, and we're going to be invoicing for those clients as we might do if we are a service company of any kind, such as a bookkeeper, such as a law firm, such as a CPA firm. We do the work possibly and then bill the client for the work done. So we will create an invoice, and we're going to say the customer is going to be Star Lee, which we don't have here. So we're going to type in, we could add new, but I'm going to type it in. Star Lee is our customer. Select tab. Now again, we could put all the customer information, but for now we're just going to put the name so we could fill out the invoice. That's all we need for the invoice. The date, that's correct. So we're going to say that's the date. The invoice will populate automatically. We're going to tab through this until we get to the item, and we're going to select the new item now that we have just set up. And that's going to be this one's going to be Jody. So we're going to say Jody guitar lessons, and that'll populate for us. Tab. We're going to say 5 units. Description will populate for us because we set that up in the items. 190 times the 5 gives us the 950. Now we're going to say save and new, and we're just going to go through these invoices again. So we're tracking this information. Basically, we're thinking that Jody here has given us the timesheets that we have, the billable time that she has worked with these customers. So we're going to say then Lynn Jackson's going to be the customer now. Again, new customer, so we're going to say Lynn Jackson, tab. We're going to add that. We're going to use the quick add to do so. Tab through here. That looks good. End of the month. We're going to enter once again Jody guitar lessons. We're going to say 10 hours here for that month of operations. And so 190 times 10, 1,900. We'll then say save and new. And now we're going to go through Angela guitar lessons. So Angela is going to give us the timesheets that she's been working with on where we will bill with. And so the first customer with Jenny, Jenny Jones, which we don't have here. So we're going to type in Jenny Jones, new customer, and tab. We're going to say a quick add to set this up. We'll tab through here. Date looks good. And the item is going to be now Angela's guitar lessons, which we can find with the drop down or enter Angela guitar lessons, and it'll populate for us. Quantity 7, we're going to say hours here at a rate of 150, non-taxable. So we're going to say that that's going to be it. And we're going to say save and new. Next, we're going to say that Angela worked with a customer, Diana Miller. So this is a new customer as well. So we're going to type in Diana Miller, tab. We're going to give it the quick add and tab through. And the item, once again, Angela guitar lessons, Angela guitar lessons, and tab. And that'll populate for us. We're going to say the quantity was 6 for a total of 900. Again, no sales tax on any of these because there are service items. And we're going to say save and new. The next one is going to go to Jill. So we're going to have Jill Gonzalez, which we again don't have. So we're going to type in Jill Gonzalez, tab, and quick add once again. And if we tab through this, then we're going to say the item, Angela guitar. It's going to be 9 hours. Description for the 1,350. Now we're going to say save and new, and we're going to go through the Rebecca's clients here, so Rebecca's customers. Noah Davis is the first customer, not here, so we're going to enter in Noah Davis, tab, quick add. We're going to tab through this, and this is going to be for Rebecca guitar lessons for the month. And the quantity here was 8. So we're going to say 8 hours at 100 for 800, no sales tax. Then we'll say save and new. Next, for Rebecca's guitar lessons, next client was Grace. So new clients. So we're going to say Grace Matthew, tab, quick add Grace, tabbing through this, same information. We're going to say the item is Rebecca's guitar lessons, tab, 6 hours with Grace for 600. And then we have one more from Rebecca, so we're going to say save and new, and that's going to be Pam, so new customer, so Pam Smith, and typing that in and tab. We're going to quick add, tab, 228.15 looks correct. We're going to say this is for Rebecca, guitar lessons, quantity 8, so that'll be the 800 here. Now after entering that for our 3 instructors, we had Judy came in with the data for one other customer that we have here that Judy worked for. So we'll enter that. That's her customer is going to be Diana Martinez, which isn't here. So we're going to type in Diana and then Martinez and tab, quick add, and we'll tab through this again. So 228, we'll tab through this, and the customer or the item will be Jody, guitar lessons, 5 hours, 950. All right, no sales tax. So now we're going to go ahead and save and close this and see what is happening to our reports. Go into the reports, go into the drop down for company and financial. We're going to first look at the balance sheet standard, Then we're going to go up top to the customized reports. We then can go to the dates of 01/01/19 to 12/31/19 and okay. So then what has happened, of course, is the receivables should be going up for these invoices. So one side is the receivable. That's what an invoice does, increases receivables. We double click the receivable and we scroll down and we should find these invoices that we created on the 28th for Star, Lynn, Jenny Jones. These are all our invoices related to the guitar lessons that we have set up. If we double click on any of these items, we then find the invoice here. Now, because this is an invoice for service items and not inventory items, the other side's really simple. We don't have to deal with sales tax. If in the example problem that we don't have sales tax on service items, and typically not in the US, and we don't have to deal with cost of goods sold or inventory. So the other side's just going to be in revenue. So we'll close this out, close this out. The other side is going to be in the income statement, reports, company and financial. So we went to the reports drop down, company and financial, income statement, or profit and loss statement for QuickBooks, and choose that. Dates will be 01/01/19 to 12/31/19. And we're just looking, all that information should go to the service income statement. And again, you might be saying, well, why didn't I there's 3 people, kind of different things I got income from, 3 different lesson people that made the lessons, and why don't I break that out by the instructor? You could make a different income account by instructor on the income statement, but you may not need to because it'll add a lot more detail here, which might be unnecessary, and you can track the revenue by item if we so choose. So if we select the service item here, then we see the other sides of this revenue account. So here's all the revenue going up, although we have not collected the cash because all we have done is invoice the client, and we'll receive the cash hopefully in the future in the mail. We hope to get a check in the mail. So we're going to close this back out. Now if we wanted to see supporting documentation for the services here broken out by the type of service we do, we could go to reports up top and we can go down to the sales here, and then we can get it by customer, meaning how much was paid to us by per customer. But what we're really looking is for the sales item. Who taught the lessons is what we want here. And that's going to be by items. So we can do by item summary or by items detail. I'm going to look at the sales by items detail. And we'll change the date range from 01/01/19 to 12/31/19. And so here's going to be our information there. So here's the items we have in terms of inventory items up top. So that's the guitars we sold in our case. And then the service items down here. And this will give us a breakout of Angela. This is a diagnostic hourly. Here's Jody. And here's Rebecca. So if we wanted to see the detail in terms of revenue by items, then this report can't do so. And therefore, in other words, we don't really have to break out each of these items into an income account that we would see going back to the profit and loss. Here, we don't have to say this is Rebecca's income from Rebecca guitar lessons, income from Jody guitar lessons, unless we really want to see it on the income statement. Otherwise, we usually group those type of items fairly broadly on the income statement, and if we want to see more detail, go to reports such as the report by item or report by customer. So that is going to be that. If we go back to the balance sheet up top here, we have in accounts receivable 10,449. We could see the supporting document for that by going to reports up top, going to customers and receivables, and going to the customer balance detail. And so here we're going to have the detail adding up to the 10,449. And within the detail, we can see the customers that we have just set up. So Anderson was there. Here's Diana with the 950, one of the invoices we set up. Diana Miller, I think that's one of the invoices we set up. Grace is one of the invoices we set up. Jenny set up. And so this will help us then to track what is due to us by customer. So we can resend these invoices again in the future if we need to collect on these billings. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.